Hello, Sand Sharks fans, and welcome in to Sand Shark Bites. Today I'm joined with Codee Yeske to recap the fall season. Softball coach. Codee, it's been a while since we last talked. How's the transition been?
It's been good. We've been really busy, but it's been a lot of fun. The girls work hard this fall, so we're excited about some downtime and then getting ready for the spring.
What were your overall takeaways from the fall season?
I think this team is really motivated. They work super hard. They pretty much will do anything I ask them to do. And so it's easy to get them excited. They have great energy. They're really fun to be around. So that's probably the biggest thing is we have to find a way to build our program off of our energy and just kind of let that be what we do really well, and then build the program and how we perform around that.
And you did play a couple fall games throughout the course of the fall season. One of those, you returned home to your alma mater at USC. What was it like playing against the Gamecocks?
It was really cool. A full circle moment for sure. Different writing beat South Carolina on the practice plan the day before. But it was really fun. The girls really played extremely well. We took them to 8 innings, lost 3-2, but a very competitive game. Really excited to be back home in South Carolina. But I was very, very impressed by the way that our team came out that day.
How did the players react when they stepped on the D1 field?
They were doing stuff like looking at the dirt, like, wow, this dirt's really nice, not really getting so caught up in the stadium more so, but they were very, very interested about the playing surface. They loved the playing surface. And obviously, anytime you get to go play at a stadium like that, against a team like that, it's really exciting. Most of our girls watch those kids play high school ball, played against those kids, and they know what South Carolina is about because we have a good chunk of local kids. So I think getting to take them there, getting them to compete at that level against that level of team, I think it was just really awesome. So our kids really took more away from the end of that game, just showing that we could show up, we could compete with a team like that. So who can stop us really?
Yeah. How did the rest of the games go? Obviously before that, and then the course of the fall.
Yeah, so we played a couple games, one against another Division I opponent and then a Peach Belt opponent, and then we had one get rained out. So we were kind of up and down. We had a high at a South Carolina game and then a low at our Charleston Southern games, and then the other two were kind of in between there. So we found a lot of things that we do well, a lot of things that we can get better at, and so I think it was a great insight into what our program does well and doesn't do so well. For me, coming in, taking over the program, I feel like I saw our potential and how awesome we can play, and then I saw a little bit of our pitfall. So we got a really good snippet of what can kind of be our defeats and how we can take some losses in the spring, and then also how we're going to win games and beat up on a lot of people.
And there's been a lot of off-the-field activities, including the Best Buddies program. How has that helped with team chemistry?
It's been great. Our girls, when I came in and I was making my phone calls, they really wanted more off-field activity. They wanted opportunities to hang out with each other, bond with each other, and not be so focused around softball. So that was something that they requested, and they've done a really great job of being open, being really excited to go out into the community, do community outreach, and get other programs involved. So it's really easy to do that, and then it's a great opportunity to give back to the community that supports us.
And you mentioned in your introductory interview the focus on building culture, building a family atmosphere. Yeah. Has that helped in that area?
Absolutely. It's been something that we as a coaching staff have put at the forefront of taking this program over. We wanted to make sure that we weren't only developing them athletically and skill-wise, we wanted to make sure that we were developing them in a holistic way. So we've been making sure we're checking in with them, taking care of their mental health. We as a coaching staff have been very vulnerable and open with some of our struggles and the things that we've gone through as athletes. And so I feel like when you are doing that as a leader and as a head coach, and you're allowing your players to see some of the things that you've gone through and some of your struggles, you allow them the space to be able to do the same thing with you. And so I think that we have a really great relationship with our student athletes. We communicate extremely well. I don't get on to them if they have a bad day. It's just kind of like, hey, where are you at? And we kind of move past that. So I think it's provided us a space where we can take everybody exactly as they are each day and make them as best as we can. And the same with our staff. We're not always perfect. And so when we provide that space of vulnerability and, it's okay to fail here and get better here, everybody is more comfortable and we kind of loosen up and we're exactly who we are every day. And that's really the program, the kind of culture that we're trying to build here is you don't have to be anything special. You're here because we want you and because we like you and because you bring a lot of value exactly who you are. So I think that provides a sense of safety for a lot of our kids.
That's awesome. And you transitioning over now to more on-field stuff. Another thing you mentioned in the intro interview was your focus on hitting, and you want to hit every day and continue to hit. What have you seen from the hitters so far this fall?
Yeah, the hitters have been working extremely hard. So when we got out of team practice, we've been doing hitting individuals 4 days a week. So our kids are hitting 4 days a week and doing defensive and extra stuff really 1 day a week and then a day of team practice. Our kids are hitting the ball extremely well. We're very pleased with the way that they've developed this fall. Just to give you guys an idea, we had an inter squad a couple weeks ago, and our hitters on both sides combined scored 20 runs on our pitching staff. And that's not any discredit to our pitching staff because they're very, very good. But we were able to take advantage of maybe an off day for them, and then we capitalized on some defensive miscues. And so I think we've done a really good job of not only just swinging the bat well, but forcing some errors on the defensive side. So hitting well, running well, and our kids are really excited about that. And so it's been easy to motivate them because they see their success now that they're putting in the work.
What area have you been working on the most with the hitters?
I would say just, more so just pitch development, understanding how pitches break, how they move, where you need to make contact, stuff like that. Just we give them a lot of information. I don't want to say that I don't coach them a lot because I do coach them a lot and I'm constantly a voice in their ear, but we give them a lot of information about the game. How do pitches break? Where's the best way to hit it? Where do I need to stand in the box to have the most success? And just with that information, with our kids being as smart as they are, they really pick up on that stuff really well. So I think the way that we've approached it from a developmental side and just game IQ side has provided them a lot of information to just kind of, take ownership in their own development. And we have some kids that have excelled really well and some kids who've kind of struggled through it. But overall, I would say that everybody has gotten better offensively, and everybody's really enjoyed the work that we've put in, and they've all seen really positive feedback from the amount of work they've put in.
And when you look at the pitching side of things, you briefly mentioned the pitching a little bit roughed up in that 20-run little thing. But how's the pitching been so far this fall?
I think coming in, we knew pitching, we just needed to maintain their status. I brought Coach Owen in, obviously, and so she's done a great job of adding a few pitches to a couple of our pitchers' repertoires, and so our pitchers have developed really well too. They work on the mental side a lot, a couple times a week, but they've really enjoyed, just getting better developmentally. I don't want to tip too much here, but our pitchers are looking really great, and they've really bought into Coach Owen's plan development, and so I'm really excited to see them get out and perform. It'll be really great when we don't have to beat up on each other. We go out to compete against someone else in the spring.
And speaking about that, you just a holistic view of everything. Who have you been impressed with the most?
There's a handful. For me, everybody's new, so that's really great. I would say just a couple of kids that have impressed me really well. I think Devin Willer stepped up into a really great defensive opportunity. She's done really well this fall. Addie Reynolds is a freshman, a local kid out of Effingham. She's done extremely well. She's been swinging the bat really, really well for us. And Taylor Flory has developed well for us as a pitcher this fall. She's a new kid. As far as transfer-wise, she definitely has a lot of success and a lot of experience playing. But those are three kids that just stand out to me that have done a really great job developing over the fall, and a couple of kids that I think are going to do a great job of carrying us through the spring.
And to all the fans out there, what position battle should we be keeping a close eye on?
That's tough. There's a couple of them. I'd say there's a big battle in the outfield going. I would say every single one of our kids are vying for a spot out there. Very competitive outfield. They all swing it offensively, and defensively they're very, very good. So that's probably position by position. I would say the whole outfield, they're in a good little battle for playing time. The next one would be catching. We've got a returner in Leah Stiegel, and then a really good freshman and a really great transfer coming in Harley Walker. So I think that there is, between those two positions, opposite sides of the field, those are going to be probably our most competitive battles for playing time in the spring.
And what are your expectations when the players do come back for the spring?
I know they're going to be excited to hit the ground running. I'm certainly going to be chomping at the bit to get going in the spring. So I just hope that we come back with the same energy, ready to work, and we've put in the work we need to over fall break. Or Christmas break.
Codee, thank you for your time today.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
And that's going to do it for today. Stay tuned. The 2022 softball schedule will be released later this week. So stay tuned to all USCB Athletics social medias for that. But like I said, that's going to do it for today.